Hello, everyone. Bienvenidos. Welcome to another episode of Hoy en Día TV. Bienvenidos. Super excited to have you on with us, too, because you're watching us. You're supporting. Gracias por su apoyo. I am Yessie Rodriguez. And as usual, I have my special people with me, my co-hosts. We're going to be joining me, Tim and Manny. And so today's segment, we also have another special guest who I'm excited to announce. So I know that you're going to be in for a treat. So Tim, welcome to the stage.
What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? How you doing?
Good. How are you?
I am doing well, doing well. Always grateful to be on another show and, you know, to be able to have the opportunity to learn something and share something. And, you know, I just love our show.
Yeah, well, I appreciate you. And I'm always happy to have you on as well, because every perspective is unique and different. That's why I made sure that the crew we had, you know, we share a little bit of this and that, pieces of nuggets, as I call it.
Absolutely.
Food for thought.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Well, we're happy to have you on. Manny, welcome to the stage.
Manny.
Hola, bienvenido, bienvenido. ¿Cómo estamos? How y'all doing out there in TV land?
All right.
Right. TV, social media land, all those lands, YouTube land,
Yeah,
wherever this video and audio lands land. How you been?
Not too bad, not too bad. It's been a very eventful couple of days, week. Was in a fashion show, got another one on Friday. Bunch of extra stuff in movies, different movies on top of that, not the same. Yeah, I'm just doing, you know, trying to do my thing.
Good stuff, man.
Yeah, man. How you been, Tim? Haven't seen you in a while. How's it going?
It's going well. I'm back in the saddle now, and good to see you, and good to hear that all the great things that you're doing and sharing your gift. You know what that means. How I describe it is, most people look for employment, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's not what we should be looking for.
Mm-hmm.
You know what we should be looking for?
What's that?
Is deployment. See, when we discover our gift and we train it and then we serve it to the world, that's called deployment.
Deployment, right? Exactly.
Not employment.
That's a good way to see it. I like that.
Yeah.
That's awesome. And so, gentlemen, we have a special guest joining us. I'm going to bring her on and let her introduce herself. Welcome, Shanita.
Hi, everybody. I'm
Shanita in the house.
Owner of Scentz of Peace LLC candles and wax melts. Excuse me. I got my start in, I want to say August of 2023.
That's awesome. Well, we're glad to have you.
Shanita?
Thank you.
How was your day? This is the segment that we talk about our days. So, you know,
we're just chopping it up.
How was your day? How was your week? Can you hear me?
I don't think she can hear us.
I don't think she can hear us.
Can you guys hear me?
We can hear you. Can you hear us?
I can't hear or see the other two.
Well, let's do this, Shanita. Since it sounds like you're having technical difficulties, try to log back in and see if that works out, and I'll invite you back in a few. Will that work?
Yes.
All right.
You know, the technology that we have today is so much different than what it was 5 years ago.
Right.
That a lot of the PCs, you know, the CPUs, they just can't handle, you know, who ever heard of a gigabyte, right?
Right.
Or like last year.
Right.
Gigabyte? Really? Like, wow.
I didn't even tell you. So my publisher finally woke up. That's what she calls it. Because her friend passed away.
She said this, not Manny, right? She said she woke up. Okay.
She said, I'm awake now. But one of her friends that she was in the Navy with passed away. And they were really close. She was actually his manager. He was an author as well. And then with work stress and whatnot, she had really bad nerve problems. So she had to get surgery on her palate because it was messed up. So they were going to rearrange it. So they had to cut it. So with that and just all the stress, she had like bad nerve. And like she said that her whole side of her face just drooped and like she couldn't feel and she couldn't drink, she couldn't eat. Like regular people, you know, she had no control over her lips. So I hadn't heard from her in a while, and I hit her up and I was like, y'all forget about me? I mean, I know y'all in Virginia, but dang. So she explained to me what happened, and I was like, well, you know, I'm glad, you know, you're getting better. Let's get back on the ball. So that's when I hit Tim up, and she's doing a book called I Support Him. And it's a testimonial book about several different authors, and they tell a tragic story that happened in their lives and how they overcame it. So she already has one called I Support Her for the women. It's a book of women that went through something tragic in their lives, and she wanted to do the mate to it. So we were supposed to do it a while back, but she put it on hold, and the guy that passed away was actually supposed to be in it. So she's going to talk to his daughter to see if, you know, she could still put his part in the book. But yeah, me and Tim are definitely about to collab on a book.
Yeah, that's hey, look, I'm excited about that because it's stories, right? It's the stories that really have the greatest impact in the lives of people. People can identification and show, you know, that's, you know, what we're all sitting here to do is to kind of share our story and help build one another up. That's how, you know, I'm learning every time we get on the show. I'm listening to Yessie, I'm listening to you, and I'm learning some things that when I speak to other people, I can impart what I've learned from you guys into their lives. So I'll become a conduit, like a channel, and we just keep the information flowing, you know, and it's consistent, and everybody wins. It's win-win.
Right.
Exactly.
Absolutely. You know, in the conversations that we have, you know, we show respect for each other. We listen to each other. We understand that we all have unique and different point of views. And so we're leading by example, because I feel personally the people that I've encountered, a lot of people need work in those areas. A lot of people need work in learning how to listen, respond, not taking things so personal, not really internalizing, but putting themselves in the other person's shoe to think, okay, why is that person responding that way? Or let me try to understand where they're coming from, because we do understand that we all have unique, different backgrounds from childhood to adulthood that shape and mold our frame of mind. So we're not going to think alike. And so that's why I appreciate the conversations that we do have and the guests that we do have, because like you said, Tim, we're all different. We have different points of views. We're going to learn from each other, which will help us in turn be able to better communicate with others. And that's what I hope that the viewers of Hoy en Día TV, the listeners, also get that information and get that soft skill that a lot of people lack.
Right.
You know, as we were talking backstage, Yessie, before the show, you know, we were having a conversation. You said, Tim, I see that from a different perspective. And I think that is so healthy that adults can have a mature, intelligent conversation. And they don't necessarily have to agree on everything. We can agree to disagree. There's no love lost. There's no respect lost. There's, you know, it's just we have a different perspective on a particular thing, you know. And some, unfortunately, to your point, Yessie, there are some people in our society who are about control. And if you don't think like they think and you don't act like they act, then you're not a part of their circle. And it's unfortunate that some people are that way.
Yeah, I agree. And that is unfortunate. And it's one of those things where it's like, hopefully one day, because I believe every day that we wake up, we have an opportunity to be better than who we were yesterday. We're learning, we're growing every day. Cada día que nos levantamos, somos una persona mejor. Esa es la meta. That's the goal, to be better, right? And not to stay stagnant.
Right.
And so with that being said, it lines up with our segment, because in relationships, a lot of individuals, and not just a man and a woman, but it could be with a parent, it could be with a child, etc. A lot of those soft skills, or those skills in general for communication, they lack for some reason. And again, it stems from, what did I learn when I was younger, from back in the day, right? And sometimes what happens is people, they remember what happened back then, and then they bring it now to an adulthood, and there's that hamster wheel effect.
Right.
At what point does it change? At what point are we going to think outside the box and say, let me step back, let me look at my surroundings and understand what other people are telling me without taking offense to it, because they're trying to see me grow. Right. And I get it. Sometimes there are people that have ill intentions, but your gut is going to tell you that. You're going to be able to differentiate right from wrong. I mean, what are your thoughts about that? Do you agree or disagree?
I definitely agree. A lot of the time, families just it's like you said, it's a hamster wheel, and one person has to kind of break that mold. Because if you don't, it's just going to continue on, and your children are going to be the same. You know, if there's so much negativity in the family, it's just going to continue to be negative. And I feel like I'm the one that broke that hamster wheel. Because, you know, I was always taught to, you know, you have to work for a living, and, you know, respect society, and never ask questions, and, you know, just be. And I wanted to be something different. But, you know, as a kid, you have to do what your parents say, because, you know, they're your parents. But as I got older, I had to learn how to break out of that mentality of, you know, not breaking barriers, you know? So that's why I'm doing the modeling, and I'm doing the acting, and I wrote the book, you know, because nobody in my family's ever done it.
Yeah.
So
it takes a lot of courage to do that. And let me tell you something. You know, I study human behavior, right? And human functionality. I had to save my life, right? So a lot of times people will reject stuff, and we don't even know why. As humans, we develop our emotional intellect between the ages of 7 and 15. It's a programming, right?
Okay.
So as humans, we have two minds. We have a conscious and a subconscious.
Okay.
So our conscious mind is fed by our senses: sight, sound, taste, touch, smell. That's what feeds our conscious mind. So what happens is, when the same data or information goes across our senses into our conscious mind, it then gets downloaded into our subconscious mind. Sub means below. In our subconscious mind is where automatic functions happen, like heart rate, breathing. We don't think about those things. They happen automatic. Right. So when that same information is downloaded into the subconscious mind, anything that comes in opposition to what's in the subconscious mind, it automatically gets rejected.
Oh, okay.
That's why you can see people catch feelings and get anger, because they don't even realize what's happening is their subconscious mind is rejecting that new information. It takes a lot of courage and work to do what you've done, Manny. It does. Right. You know, I use this example: dating. Dating is very dangerous for young people. When I was coming up, you know, it was like, you know, Johnny's got a little girlfriend, Sally. Sally's got a little boyfriend, Johnny. And the parents, they thought it was cute. So they are allowing these 10 and 12-year-old individuals to engage in something they have no idea of what they're doing. And oftentimes they come out of that at 16, 17 years old, scarred. Right. And they take that scarring into their relationships and marriages for the rest of their life, because it takes a lot of work to go in there and do what you've done and uproot that what's programming that's been put in the subconscious mind.
Right. I agree. I definitely agree. It definitely took me some time, but now that I've opened that door, it's like there's no closing. I'm not going back.
Oh yeah.
I'm not going back. You know?
Yeah, don't go back.
And it's like, if you're not for me, and if you're not, trying to help me progress, or, take this journey with me, because I don't want you to just, be there for me. I want to help you in your journey as well. If you're not there, I don't need you in my life.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I agree with you 100%.
Sponsored by. We got you back on. I'm glad everything worked out. We're having little technical difficulties, but hey, that's what happens. That's what happens when you are saying some really good stuff and the enemy tries to stop you. Exactly. But guess what? We are touched by the hand of God, and the enemy is not going to stop us. So, bye.
Right?
Bye, enemy. Get away. I rebuke you.
So back to what we were saying. How's your week going? Like, what's going on in Shanita's world?
So I am glad that this week is almost at an end. I will be supporting a few people at the fashion show that will be this Friday. And then I have an event to attend on Saturday myself.
Cool. Nice. Awesome. I love the candles.
Awesome. Yeah, and I wanted to ask you a question. Are those candles are they handmade?
Yes, I make all of the candles myself. They're all 100% organic soy wax, and they all are animal cruelty free.
Okay.
So if you so if you have any type of allergies or anything like that, it won't affect your respiratory system.
Gotcha.
And then all of the wicks are 100% cotton.
Gotcha.
That's amazing.
So how did you discover this was a part of your gifting? And when did you realize that, hey, I have a passion for this? Tell me the story. Right. I want to hear it.
Right, like
I want to hear it too.
Right. What got you started doing candles?
So the background story is I love candles and I always liked them in my apartment. And I wanted to get into doing something different, but the world is saturated with so many things. So I wanted to do something different. So I started reading and researching candles and things like that. And then I realized that the candles that I have in my apartment are not healthy. So they have paraffin wax candles have carcinogens in them, and they have all type of things that could affect your respiratory system. So I got rid of those, and then I just started.
Wax. That's crazy. I said there's a science behind wax. That's crazy.
Yes, and it's different kinds of wax. So you have coconut wax, you have soy wax, you also have paraffin wax, which is the most dangerous. So I got away from doing those with the paraffin wax, and I do mine with 100% organic soy wax. Gotcha. And all of my candle dye, everything is animal cruelty free. So, and then I love color, so I just was playing around with the things and seeing how it would come out. And then I started getting a little bit busy. So some of them I took the color away so that I can make more of those type of candles. So I only have minimal candles that have the colors in them. And then I also thought about my family because I'm from up north. And then I added my family that's close to me. So basically I was just playing around with different kind of scents and stuff like that. And then I found scents that smell like certain people in my family. And so I have a men's collection that is after my grandfather, my father, my brother, and my nephew. They are the only men of their generation. So needless to say, my dad's the only boy, my brother, my nephew, and my grandfather are the only boy of their generation. So, and then I also have my mom and then my mother's mother, my grandmother. So they all smell like them.
So what's your?
So when you say, go ahead. Go ahead. I'm just curious. Like when you say smell like them, what smells remind you? Like it's like a rose smell, a musk smell. Like what identifies those smells to you when you were creating these types of candles?
It's ironic you say that because my grandmother's candle is rosy. And it smells like a rose garden. So that's why her candle is, her name is Rosabelle, but we call her Rosie. So that's why her candle is that. And then my mom, her candle is actually amber, which is a musky smell. So it smells like a musk with like a samsara scent kind of mixed together. So the actual scent is called amber.
What's your best-selling candle?
The best-selling candle is G2, which is after my father, and my brother Havoc. So Havoc, it smells more of like a middle-aged guy in the late 30s to early 40s.
They smell like cologne. Like that was the first candle I ever bought from her was G2. It smelled like cologne. Like it made my house smell like a bottle of cologne, straight up.
So I'm in North Carolina. So how would I order? Do you have a website or?
I do have a website. It is called scentsofpeace.com.
Mm-hmm. Scentz, spell it out for me.
I spell it different. It's SCENTZ OFPEACE.com.
Gotcha.
And I was drawing a blank on my mom, but I have the name. It is Amor. I don't even know how I forgot that, but I just drew a blank. Amor, which means love. So,
gotcha.
And I got it from
Maria Amor. Oh, I'm sorry.
My Sherry Amor.
My Sherry Amor, right?
Yeah.
Oh, let's keep our day jobs, people.
She's
exactly.
So Candy, I don't know if y'all familiar with her. Candy from the group
Escape.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
She had a play called A Mother's Love. So that made me think about my mom. So my mom, she's always full of love. So that's where I got the word Amor from, because I didn't want to call it Amber, which is what it's actually the fragrance is called. So that candle is called Amor.
Sponsored by.
Gotcha. So Yessie had a question backstage before we started the show, and she wanted to talk we wanted to hear you talk a little bit about how you juggle everything, the different pieces of Shanita, right? The businesswoman, the relationship, the family. How do you juggle all of that?
It's a lot. It's definitely a lot because, I'll tell you the fun thing about it is I just love making candles. I just love being busy, right? So, the funny thing about it is when I went home for Christmas, I want to say December of 2022, I believe, or 23. I told them that I had the candle smells after them, but I didn't tell who had what candle. So I had all the candles on the table, and I wanted all of them to smell them to figure out who they were. My dad was the only one who got everyone right. So,
really?
Yes, he picked himself out. He picked my brother. He picked my granddad, because my granddad is a bishop. He was a bishop, and when you smell the candle, you're gonna think about church. So you think of a high priced bishop in the church. When they walk by and they smell like a whole bunch of cologne, that was my grandfather. And so my dad, it's actually sage and cypress. That's the scent. And then we have G2 is my dad. So that's teak wood. So he's more of a mellow type, don't dress up all the time. He just like, he don't fall back. He don't like to be center stage. Then you have my brother who is Havoc. He's both of them. He dresses up. He makes sure he's sharp everywhere he goes, but he's also laid back. So a lot of people like that scent first and then teak wood second. So, and then I have my nephew. It's named after his real name, which is Liton. And that is Palo Santos and sandalwood. So it has like a woodsy scent to it. So that's how I came. So when I smelled the scent,
these candles, they're amazing. They're definitely amazing.
I want to ask you, do you know how powerful that is, what you have discovered? I'll ask you a question. As a life coach, I work with people over the years, a lot of people. What do you think the number one common issue is with people that I work with?
Family issues.
I would say not finding their purpose.
Ding, ding, ding. They don't know who they are. They never discovered their gift. And when you said, I just love making boom, that's it. Look, so now you've discovered that, right? So now you train. I call it a gift. That's a gift you have, because I ain't messing with no candles. Give me a microphone, stand me in front of 3,000 people at 3 o'clock in the morning, and I'll get down like James Brown. But you put some candle wax in front of me, I don't want to have nothing to do with it. That's not my gift. So now you discovered that gift. Now you train that gift, and now you're serving your gift to the world. And the world will pay us to be who we are. We don't even have to try to be somebody else.
Right.
So congratulations for you.
Thank
because
you.
I'm telling you, that's huge. I'm gonna tell you. I'll say this. I'll ask you a question. I love asking questions. Where do you think the most wealthiest place is on this planet?
Oh, I know. The graveyard.
Ah!
Oh, wow.
See, that's what happened when you had the same co-host, right?
Actually, I came across that. I saw that somewhere. There was a video that says a lot of hopes and dreams are lost, and before people pass away, they have regret or feeling because they felt like they didn't really find their purpose or be able to really
100%
build who they are, and so now their hopes and dreams are lost in the graveyard after because they passed away. They can't do anything about it now.
And then, or they never discovered their gift. There's books, there's poems, there's movies, there's inventions that went straight into the dirt. If it wasn't for a tombstone, we'd never know they've been here. Your candles will be here when you're gone.
Yeah.
That's called legacy.
Right.
Yeah.
Trying to leave it behind.
Hey, look, you said your grandfather's a bishop.
He was a bishop.
Am I right about it? That's a common saying in the church, y'all. Right. Am I right about it?
So Shanita, peeling the onion a little bit, because I know you kind of briefly told us how you got into it, but like, was it one day you were just sitting down and you were like, or what exactly really sparked that interest out of all the things that you can do in this world? Why candles? ¿Por qué velas?
So basically everything else I wanted to get into, it was already saturated. So I don't want the industry to be I don't want something to do that's already saturated all over. So basically I just was looking around and I just looked at my candles and was like, huh. And it just came just that quick.
Wow.
And I just started Googling it, and then I was just reading about it. I was more shocked than anything to find out it was so much knowledge to know about candles. So I definitely was shocked that it had so many things that could affect your respiratory system. So, and my brother, he has asthma really, really bad. So I definitely had him in mind when I thought about doing the candles. So
that's awesome.
That is awesome.
Love it. Love it.
How did you and Manny meet and collaborate? Like, I'm curious because I know Manny being an author, you have your candles, now you collaborated both with the book and the candle. How did that come into play?
So he wanted to do something different that could spark, the book, because it's a sensual book, and sensual means candles and low lights and things like that. So he just came to me and was like, hey, we should collaborate and, do candles. So
yeah, we actually met at an event. Because what I used to do was not what traditional authors would do. They would do book signings and stuff. And I was doing book signings, but I was going to different events with, people that sold jewelry and candles and like different hygiene products and stuff like that. And that's how we met at an event. She was actually late to the event.
Really?
Please, man.
You really have to go there? I was, and I had so many events. I had just did an event that morning, and my friend, she helped me from one event to the next. And I had like maybe 4 or 6 bins, and he's looking like, what is she doing? I'm just bringing, my friend, she's helped me. And I sat down because I was exhausted from doing the event that morning. So he came over, and I was like, I'm so sorry. I don't feel like standing up. And then that's why we started talking. He was like, you're fine, you can sit down. So we just started talking, and we kind of have a lot of things in common. So yeah.
That's awesome. That's a great collab. And so that leads us into our segue of talking about the 5 love languages. And so quality time is, it sounds like, based on what your candle, the book, I perceive that as quality time, which is one of the 5 love languages, and having the opportunity to read a book to each other while smelling great candles. I mean, hey, one-on-one time, uninterrupted, right? And so that is what quality time is, uninterrupted and focused conversations, one-on-one, because one-on-one time is critical. It's important to express that quality time with your partner. So create a special moment together. I just gave you one. So, hey, for those listening, if you need ideas, ideas, schedule a time. Say, hey, honey, hey, sweetheart, hey, whoever, friend, son, child, whoever. Obviously, the book that Manny has is a little bit rated MA, but I'm just going to spend some quality time with your child, and you want to read Manny's book. Wait till she gets older, like maybe 5 years old.
So this is my idea for the candles. So I figured I would create an ambiance. Once me and Shanita actually started talking, and she explained the science of candles, I fell asleep a couple times.
He thought I was just a goofy person.
Yes, she's really goofy. If you ever met her, she's really but I ran the idea by her, and she was like, yeah, that's pretty cool. So my thought was, if you're a single person or somebody that just wants to read the book, you could I've had people tell me that they'll get into a bath, light the candle, and start reading the book. Or you could lay in your bed, light the candle, and read the book, and it creates an ambiance. It puts you in that mood and opens your mind up to free your imagination, so that way when you do read the words, your imagination will absorb everything, and you'll be able to see what I'm trying to get you to see. Or if you have a significant other, y'all both could read the book, either together while you have the candle lit, still create the ambiance, or y'all could read the book on your own, light the candle, and y'all talk about the book or perform acts out of the book.
Sponsored by
with the candle.
Right. Well, not with the candle, but with the candle on. I mean, unless you're like that, unless you're into that, but
that's me, I had to throw something in there, right?
Yeah, so I went to her house, and then I wanted to create the smell. So she gave me a bunch of different smells that she thought would go good together. And it's 3 different scents for each candle. So I have a male and a female version. So
nice.
One smells more masculine and one has a little bit of femininity to it. And I've had better reviews on the male, especially for the women. And that was weird to me, but I guess it sparked that arousal in women, having a guy scent. So I've had more women buy my male candles than the women candles. So it was weird, but I mean, it is what it is. As long as they get the, to enjoy the book. So
right.
Yeah.
That's a brilliant idea.
And the names?
mean, really, it's brilliant.
Oh, so
everybody loves the name.
name is Mahogany Goddess, and the male name is Alpha Supreme.
Gotcha. Right. Nice.
I was going to call it Latin Lover, but Shanita was like, that's too cliche. So I was like, all right, whatever.
Liked it though.
That is so funny.
But
Tim, what were you going to say about that?
No, I was just thinking of how brilliant that is to put those two together, because when you think about it, back to your point, Yessie, and one of the love languages, quality time. Imagine how much more that time is enhanced by, we've heard of aromatherapy. I mean, this is ancient, philosophies, right? So you've tapped into something that has been around for hundreds of years, but you've combined it with, an activity that could just strengthen. Because I like to read with my mate, right? I like to read, and what we do is we would read when I had a mate, but
it's okay, I get it.
So we would read a paragraph to each other, right? we would read a paragraph to each other, and then we would have a conversation. And as you was explaining that, man, I was thinking about how different would that have been, you know, to have the aromatherapy kind of, you know, we might have not have got to read as much as we did, but that would have been okay. We could have come back and done it again.
I knew he was going with that.
Right. It just puts you in a different perspective. Like the scents and the smells, it awakens, you know, things in you and relieves that stress depending on what's in the candle and the scent that's coming out.
Yeah.
And Shanita was definitely a big help on that. She knew, you know, all the science behind the scents and the different, you know.
That's amazing. And I'm a romantic type of guy anyway, so that's kind of like, woo, that's like on steroids, right?
Hey, well, check her candles out, man. I mean,
I'm
I know
on the site right now. I'm on the site right now.
I know you can't smell it through the computer, but like, trust me, it won't disappoint. You could order some, and they will definitely not disappoint.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Shanita, spell the website again for me. I want to make sure I have it right here.
So I have it locked right now, but it is SCENTZOFPEACE.
Yeah, I'm on your site right now.
Oh, you can see. Okay, because I had locked it. Okay.
I'm scrolling here at the bottom.
There's some links there's some links that are kind of blocked, I think. But
yeah, I need to unlock it because I had to update the actual shipping.
But the site is beautiful. I love it.
Thank you.
It's very colorful, very plain. You know, I've done some websites before, and I can tell you, this is pretty nice website as far as what you would need it to do, right? A lot of people don't understand that a website is not just about looking nice. A website is a tool, and it's supposed to be a lead or sales generation.
Right.
So
it's your salesperson without the salesperson.
Exactly, because this is working when you're sleeping.
That's true.
There's
so
a
now,
you got on my website at 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, and then people can go to what's important to them, right? They can find whatever is important to them, and they can go and research that. So now with your website, now the next piece is your marketing. If, you know, I've been in business all my life, and I can tell you, I would invest some time. You have a great product. You have a great story, right? I would invest some time in marketing because that's what's going to really elevate, you know, your brand, right? You're building a brand. This is a brand. This is I see it as an organization, not just a business.
Right. Exactly.
A company. This is a company. LLC is a company, not just a business.
Right. And the type of person that Shanita is, she's like, once you start talking to her, it's like heartwarming. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you kind of get to know her as you're talking. And when she gives her little spiel with the, you know, my parents and my brothers and everybody has a
story,
name.
Behind it.
People get into that and she locks them into her table and she always has a sale every time. You know what I'm saying? So it's like she's very personable, you know.
Yeah, and the thing about it is, you know, it's not a one-time sale and done.
Right.
Once you get the product, and you use the product, then they're gonna come back, right? Yeah. So your marketing is gonna be something that you really want to put some time into. You know, you've done the research. I can hear it. You have the knowledge about your product. That's number one. But now it's the sales. Right.
Right. It's ironic you say that because when I was at the fashion show this weekend, one of the customers, she was a repeat customer. And I remember her because she had her 2 daughters when she was at another event that I was at. And I was like, I kept saying, because when she swiped her card, it's not going to automatically remember. So I was like, I know this lady, her daughters. I can't remember where I know them from. But as soon as she swiped her card and it didn't say send a receipt or something like that, normally like it will tell you to do that. You have to press the option. It automatically just like knew her. And I was like, I'm going to remember where I know her from. And I did. She was at another event I was at and her daughters wanted candles. So they wanted different candles.
So I'm in sales, right? So I just won the advisor of the year for my company for 2023, right? That's the 3rd year in a row.
Congratulations.
Yeah, that's the 3rd year in a row. So this is what I do, right? And so here's a suggestion for you. Everything I say is just a suggestion.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't go to another event without a way to capture email addresses and start building your database, because
That's a great
every
idea.
person you talk to, you need to be able to retouch them. And email marketing is the most cost-effective marketing you can do.
Yep.
It's 100% trackable.
Bless Bath does that.
She does.
It's another vendor that we know, and she gets your email and she'll send you alerts like, hey, I got this product, I got new products. Do you need anything?
Exactly. There you go.
Yeah.
Because it's touches. It's all about marketing. And marketing is touches. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
Definitely. Because my family is like.
So Yessie, see how this was Yessie's vision, right? When she talked to me about this show, this is what she wanted to see happen. Mm-hmm. This was her vision, is that people could come together and share their story that everybody could benefit from. And I said, yes, I'm down with that.
All right.
Yeah, so a lot of people that definitely want to collaborate with me now that they've seen Manny's candles and stuff like that. Just like, hey, when you're serious, let me know. But I will say this, I will not do the same scents for another person. So, because one person wanted to, well, yours is 3 in each one. So, but one person wanted to take one of my male candles and, use it for themselves and put their name on it. I was like, I can't do that. This is like my family. Like, I can't let you wholesale my brand candles, and that's my brand. Right. You took the words out of my mouth. Exactly.
Brand integrity is what they call it.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. So
from a marketing standpoint, receiving gifts is the next love language. And so in light of Shanita sharing her website, if you know your partner likes to receive gifts, this is an opportunity for you to invest and buy some candles. Right? Make your spouse a priority. If you know they like to receive gifts, get them that book. Give them those candles, create that ambiance for them, spend that quality time with them. Esta es la oportunidad para pasar tiempo con su amado.
Right.
Exactly. He has favorite ones too. Even though he loves his own candles, his favorite ones are Jitsu and Peony Magnolia.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Good stuff.
And then going back to the 5 love languages, so we have the acts of service. And so this, I would consider buying a candle act of service. I mean, you're thinking about somebody, or saying, let me help you out.
Right. At the same time, Shanita's been thinking about doing a candle making class. So that could be something that you could do as a partner. Take her and y'all can make a candle for y'all, like your own scent, and that's quality time and acts of service, because you're actually doing something with them,
That's actually genius. I like that. So,
yeah,
Shanita, tell us more about that.
So basically, my cousin surprised me when I went home for Christmas one year, and she took me to a candle making class. And I tried to grit my teeth as much as I could, because when this lady, I'm not going to down talk her, but it's just things that I know that you can and can't do. So I was asking her questions to see how she was going to answer and react to it. For instance, my candles are, again, 100% organic soy wax. So you have to cure the candle for at least 5 to 7 days. Paraffin wax you can do overnight because of the carcinogens that are in it. It's going to solidify the candle immediately. So when I asked her what kind of wax it was, and she said soy wax, and I said, well, how long will it take to solidify? She said, oh, it'll be ready overnight. I just didn't say anything. And I was just looking funny. And my cousin, she just kept hitting my leg, like, like, don't say anything. And I'm like, oh, I'm not, because you have to do, like, you can ask Manny, I'm OCD about certain things when it comes to the candles.
Oh, we saw that already.
It has to be in the center. It has to be, my wick has to be in the center. I'm going to melt it back down and do it over. So, like, when we got, like, it was a break that you can take, and we went to go eat and come back, and your candle be ready. And so I'm like asking the lady, I'm like, well, wait a minute, the wick is not in the center. So how are you going to put the wick in the center? And she's like, oh, we'll fix that. And I'm just like, but wait, it's not. So then they was like, Nita, like, come on. So we left, came back. Everybody wicks was dancing. Nobody wick was in the center.
Wow.
So when you burn the candle down, it's going to dance. The wick has to be in the center to burn down the center, and it'll levitate the wax as it melts down. So that's why I will do it over if I have to. So
I was kind of joking, joshing with you about we've seen your OCD, right, when we were trying to get the virtual background, but I want to
now.
Yeah, right. I want to commend you because Manny said, hey, you have a powerful story. I don't know. He said initially you said you didn't really want to do this, but I've got to tell you, I can see how comfortable you are, like in sharing and communicating and sharing your story. And so you stepped out, as Yessie said, you stepped into another realm, and man, it's beautiful. I'm telling you.
And thank y'all. This is my first podcast ever, so I thank you.
I'm definitely proud of her. I'm definitely
proud
of her.
I'm always the person in the limelight. I'm like, I don't like the light, so I'm kind of coming out.
But I mean, as a business owner, and all of us in this square, I feel like the Brady Bunch, but all of us in the square, we know how much you have to be a business owner and be an actor or actress or a model. You have to be comfortable. Like I always say, be comfortable being uncomfortable, because being in front of the camera or talking to people trying to sell your product, you have to, be in their face, and you have to be comfortable. You can't be stuttering or stumbling, because they're going to be like, oh, this person's weird, and then walk away, And that's a sale that you lose.
Yeah. Right. But you've done extremely well.
Customer,
Yeah, she has. And what Tim just exemplified is another love language called words of affirmation. So you shared encouragement, affirmation, appreciation. You listened actively. And so this is great, because that's the purpose. What we're doing this today is to help people think outside the box. We want your people, your relationships to be successful. This is our point of views. You can accept what you want. We get it. We respect it. But just give it a chance. Think outside the box.
Yeah. We all have unique personalities. So what we think might not be the same thing you think, but we might be able to spark something in your mind to create that, thought to be like, hey, I could do this, and my girl likes this, she likes, candles, or she likes motorcycles, what I'm saying? Whatever, you know your girl better than we do.
I was just thinking as you were saying that, Manny, we just lost my brother, and my mother she's taking it pretty hard, right? And as you were saying that, I was like, I can get my mom a candle, right? And get her some candles to help her kind of relax, because she's still struggling, man. I mean, we all are. I'm getting a little better day by day, but the other morning, just 2 days ago, I was making my bed up, and I said, wow, I hadn't talked to my brother in a couple of days, and then it hit me. He's not here anymore. And so there's just no limit to what you can do with this gift that you've discovered, that you are now sharing with the world. No limit.
Yeah, I'm sorry for your loss too.
Yeah, thank you.
And you mentioned your mother, which is another great thing, Tim, that physical touch, that hug. If you know somebody that needs that hug, just go for it. Give them a hug. When was the last time you hugged your mom or your dad or your child?
Right.
Yeah.
It's like that old saying, life is short, which it is. We never know when our time is. So I encourage you today, those watching, give that special person a hug.
Right.
Just never know.
Or if you can't touch them, like I can't give my mom a hug because she lives in Puerto Rico. So call them, and just have a conversation with them. Most people, mother, daughter, son, father, they're texting now. There's no actual communication.
Right.
Call them. Say, hey, mom, hey, dad, how y'all doing? What's going on? I love you. I just want you to know that, I love you. And, even though we're adults, we still want that, words of affirmation. Like you said, I love you. You're, thank you for everything that you've done for me, because we didn't have to make you, so.
Right. That's awesome.
Yeah, our society has moved, moving you know, to a different realm outside of the human touch, as we're talking about. You know, I tell people when it comes to music, a lot of the music today is so different because it's being generated and created by electronic equipment.
Right.
It doesn't have the same impact as instruments
Actual
being
instrument.
played by a human, because you can feel that person's spirit.
Right.
And that's why text messaging, oftentimes they can be taken so wrong. I mean, you could take a simple text message and be like, "Oh my God, that is not what I meant."
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
So yeah,
a whole argument over a simple
nothing, a misunderstanding. So yeah, your product is a great way to engage in conversation. There's just so much you have here. I hope you really understand, Shanita, what you have here. I'm pretty amazed, and I've seen a lot. I've been around the block a time or two, but this is pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you. I appreciate that. That's why I also incorporated colors, because that draw people in as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And then I have some that are two-tone colors.
Sorry, Shanita. So for those who are interested in creating gifts, do you do custom gifts, or is it just what you sell online? So let's say, for example, if I wanted to get my mom or somebody a custom gift, do you have them be able to select their own scents and then you custom made them, or is it just based on what you already have available for the people?
Yes, I tell people to email me or text me, and I can do that. Just like people see, like I have Manny had the fashion show this weekend, and I had his candles, like the samples, on my table. And so people oh, I didn't know you do wholesale candles. Can you I'm like, yeah, I can do wholesale candles. I can customize candles, whatever you want. Like I have one friend, she always gets the passion pineapple. She gets it all the time. So I'm going to surprise her for her birthday and just make her the bigger version of it, because she gets that candle every time. And I went over her house and I saw her candle, and she has the 6 ounce of the candle, and she wasn't cutting the wick down. So the wick is literally like this, and her candle's way down here. I'm like, girl, what are you doing? She was like, oh, just light it and keep relighting. I'm like, okay. But I'm going to surprise her with the bigger version of that candle, because that's her favorite candle. And her name is Lakita Gordon, and the name of her business is called Get Some. So she has buddy butters and hand soap.
Right.
The foam soap.
Some nice body
and scrubs too
for my face. Yeah.
Oh, that's
awesome. So that's some strong collaborations going on there. The book, the soap, the candles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because she does have a soap called Sandalwood.
Yeah.
Ironically, I use that. Sometimes I realize that a lot of women and men, they get the opposite sex. I don't know. It's because it's drawing the, what is it called? Pheromones or something like that. Yeah. So a lot of people like women, they love my male candle scent. And then when I say, it's after my dad, my brother, like, oh, your brother, oh, your father. I'm like, I need my mom and my sister to hear that, because they're like, what? So, but I'm like, it's like they think they're in the jar. And I'm like, no, it's just the scent. So,
but you know what it is? You want me to check? You want me to share? You ready?
Tell us, Tim. What is it?
Because I just posted this a couple days ago. Feminine energy seeks masculine energy, and masculine energy seeks feminine energy.
Right.
I had one person tell me that she only wants the male candle every time I see her. She said, I just need a man in my house, but she's single. She said, I just need people to walk in here and just think a man is in here. She's a comedian, Jim Weeks, so she definitely supports too. So
yeah. But that's what's going on, and that's very natural. I mean, that's natural. And look, your product is serving that. Girl.
My brother wants me to make a cologne so bad. I'm like, I'm working on it, bro. I just want to make sure that I don't want to put no fragrance on somebody and they start peeling or something like that. So
right.
But he definitely wants me
as well. She doesn't just do candles. She does the wax melts for the little wax melt thing, whatever you call that.
That's for people who can't have candles, or I went to a senior citizens events, and a lot of people was like, I really want the candles, but I can't have fire in my, home because it's a senior citizens building, so I get it. So that's what actually encouraged me to want to start making the wax melts. So
Gotcha.
so they can have the same scents in their room without having to worry about a fire. And
That's
the
nice.
the concept of the whole business, honestly, the name, I love the beach, and that's where I get my sense of peace from. So that's where I came up with that name. And I had it rocking and rolling in business and everything, and someone had my name. I was like, "What?" I tried to get everything, so I changed it to a Z. So that's why it's not an S and it's a Z, because when you light candles, they can bring you to help you sleep better, or just change your whole ambiance and atmosphere. So that's why I changed it to an actual Z.
Gotcha. Makes sense. Makes
Yeah,
sense.
and it's different. It's unique, so it's like catchy. People are going to remember it because it's different. It's not like the normal spelling.
Well, here's the thing. As we were talking earlier, it's the story
Mhm.
behind the candles.
Right.
Because people can buy candles anywhere, but when you start sharing your story and
Exactly.
how you created this, like Manny says, boy, she got a story for you. Wait.
Oh, yeah, I talked about you before we got on. Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm really shy, but at the same time, if you get to know me, it's different. So
You know why?
ironic.
You know why? Because people don't buy products and services. People buy people.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. They buy into the story. If they
Yeah, I'll
see
tell
the
you.
story, go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry. Because
No.
I tell you, I was at an actual book event, and we know the actual lady who owns the store, and she had a event. So she said that both of us could come, and that was like our first event that we did together. And he know everybody, he knows me as silly and goofy. So when I stood up and I gave my spiel, he was like he was shocked to hear me talk like so educational, and I knew my product. And I was like, "What?" He
Yeah.
was like, "I would have never thought you would talk like that or
Yeah.
Especially with
points
the
like that." So
knowledge.
yeah,
That's good stuff.
you gotta know the knowledge of your product. So I definitely
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, it looks like we're almost winding down. This is a great show. We could keep talking and talking. Yikes. Time is always quick when you're having fun. So thank you so much, Shanita, with Scentz of Peace, for joining us. And Manny, thank you for bringing her on. Tim, as usual, thanks for your input as well. This was a great show. For those who are interested, definitely go on Shanita's website. It's at the bottom, scentsofpeace.com. Like she said, reach out to her. Shanita, tell us your social media handles in case people, just want to reach out to you via Facebook or IG or etc.
Sure. So my Facebook is Scentz of Peace LLC. That's again with a Z, SENTZOFPACE LLC on Facebook, and then my Instagram is Scentz of Peace altogether.
Awesome. Manny, remind everybody how they can reach you.
Author Manny Morales, Facebook, Instagram, authormanny.morales.com. You can get the book or just DM me and get an autograph copy. Because Amazon doesn't sell autograph copies. I have that autograph. So you got to call me.
Okay. Tim, remind everyone how they can reach you.
Yes, you can go to my website, talkmantalk.com, or you can just type in the search Talkman Talk, all one word, and Google me.
There you go.
Awesome. And me, Yessie Rodriguez. You could go on my website, yessierodriguez.com. Facebook, IG, Yessie Rod1 on IG, Yessie Rodriguez on Facebook. Also, you can Google me, Yessie Rodriguez. And yeah. Hey, you can find us. So if you need us, also for those who want to be on OEND, if you have a great topic, you want to talk about your business, what have you, or just chop it up with us, hit us up, oendtv@gmail.com. We will be glad to have you. We're bilingual lifestyle show. Oh, yes. Tim, you can say something?
No, I was just saying, whoop, 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 whoop. Yeah. Come on the show. Come on the show.
Right, but that's just how we do. We're just us. I mean, hey, take it or leave it, right? But until next time, thanks for your viewing support. Take care.
Adios. Peace.